Right, so we got this poll still up, so if you haven't voted, then I'm mad at you. Well, if you want to vote, you can. So we've got some votes so far, which is awesome. And I appreciate those of you that have voted, because every vote counts, and it's super nice to see what's topping the polls. We want to make sure we get the best decision for the game when we put these polls up. So we'll be keeping this poll up a little bit longer so we can get as many votes in as we can. Chill, it is not. I have 3 children, remember us? Oh yes, well, in that case it's not chill. But normally it would be. What's on the agenda today? We'll be carrying on with what we've been doing, which is farm stuff, making our farm. I did a few bits last night, and we'll just carry on again today, and maybe even start a parallax map today. We'll see how it goes. So let's right, so I'm going to do the poll command for those of you that haven't yet voted. And if you do like more than one option, you're always welcome to vote for more than one. Don't feel you have to just pick one. If you like more than one, then vote for both. Okay, so I need to open RPG Maker. And we had the lore video there as well, because it sort of helps if you watch. It's not essential to watch the lore video, but it'll, like, you know, it kind of relates to the question, so it might help if you're unsure about which one to vote for. Okay, so let's hide the Discord for now. Okay, so I was doing some bits last night. I added some wheat to the fields, and this is actually more difficult than you think, because trying to get the exact pattern so that it's seamless and looks good can actually be a little bit tricky. So in Photoshop I put together this, and the middle tile is what I use, and it has to look the same. At first it was super messy and didn't look right, but I messed around with it a bit, and it's at the point now that when I drag it doesn't look too bad. So they're done, and I think I was just thinking might keep some bits without the wheat to look like it's been, what's the word, mowed down. I don't think mowed down is the word, but you know, when tractor, there was a reference image. I'm going to find one. So wheat field was what I was looking at, or wheat farm. I wonder if there's a tractor asset. So here, like, sometimes some of it's gone, so that's why I've kind of left that just for some variety. And it's like what are their names of those? Tractors. Tractors is what I call them, but I don't know if that is the proper name. So yeah, this area is coming together. We got the pigs there, we got sunflowers that side, and I did sort out the sunflower pattern too, because that was a little bit on the messy side. And on the other map, let's just get the Photoshop off so you guys can see. On the other map, we've got the blueberries and the tomatoes, which I was editing yesterday, and they carry on down there. And I've kind of just made these middle bits blank for now, because I'm looking for extra crop assets, and there's been a little bit of a dilemma, because I did find some lovely looking crops and I was going to use them, but I'm unable to because I'd need to pay for a license to use the crops that I found, and I'm not sure if I want to commit to that, because using just a couple of assets for, you know, 75 quid seems like a little bit much. So I'm looking elsewhere and seeing if we can find some nice crops. I've got a few assets, so I'll have a mess around with them. Not sure about today though. What I might do is put this map aside for now and get this map ready and done and dusted, and then when that's done it'll be easy because I just have to copy the stuff we've done, the extra stuff, like if we did the road and fences and stuff and any extras, I could just copy them over to this once the crops are done on that map, and then they'll both be done. So this one is basically there. There's just like little extra bits we might add before we take a screenshot and make it a parallax map in Photoshop and add all the extra details that we get in there. Combines. What did I say? I'm wondering what I said now for the context of the answer, because I always forget all the time. Always forget what I say. And we could always, we've got some little extra bits of here, so if we just want to have some loose ones we always could, but I think we're gonna have to shift them a bit so they're in the center like they should be. But we could do that. Also, what else? There was something else that I wanted to do, but it slipped my mind. Oh yeah, the fences. Just bits of variety in the fences, but we're gonna have to just mess it out with the assets in Photoshop. There's some like with grass under them, but we need to make them work on short fences. And I'm not sure about that grass in particular. I might look for another grass asset. The big tractors are called combine, the ones that harvest the crops. Oh, that's what you meant by combines. I know. Nothing important. We could look for an asset. I mean, I think a tractor might look pretty cool here, but if we can't find one, that's no biggie either. We just have to use what we can get. I do have a notepad file though of a big list of ideas that the community suggested last week that could be added. I'm just going to have a peep at that. I know one thing I've wondered about was lights along the road, but there was an asset I saw that made me think of that idea, but it was part of the tile set that you need license for, so we can't use that one. But especially because it's dark in the game when we first see this map, we can at least have some nice light effects if we do get lights along the road. It would have to fit with the setting at least. We wouldn't have a modern day lampposts, I don't think. And there was some really nice suggestions like picnic areas and buildings and stuff, but some of those were a little bit more landmarky looking, perhaps. Considering this is going to be a repeated map with the cart, we might not want to have anything too landmarky. But when we expand this area in the future, when the player characters come here, we can always add landmarks and stuff in scenes then for sure. Okay, okay, so I'm going to open Google Images and just have a little peek for some assets. Just for a little while today, but I don't want to spend too long having a look at assets, because these sort of things can take all stream and take hours, and then you realise that you've done nothing apart from look for assets. But spend a little bit, because you never know, we could find something super nice. And I just want to start adding a bit more detail to the map today, and that's probably what we'll be doing for the rest of the week. I really want to get this map finished this week so we can move on next week. Lights could be cool, yeah, yay. Okay, so one sec, I'll get Google Images up in a mine. Okay, so oopsie, I have 2 Google Chromes open, so I need to drag this one I've got here to the one that I have the window capture for. Here we go. Okay, so looks like that there's a tractor here. We can look and see what tractors are available and pick the best ones, I guess, and the ones that fit best with our scene. That's definitely, was that what was on the, it was all wide, there was this wide thing, but I don't know if we've got that sort of asset in RPG Maker. Do you know what tractor's there for? If we put in combine, will that, I wonder if it'd actually come up, might not. Because combine is a word that means other things, so not sure. Yeah, it's talking about combining assets now. And, that's a tank. But looks like this one that was here is our only one. Unless sometimes if you spend enough time looking for assets, you can end up finding things. If that's the sort of farmer's tractor, then we could have it, I guess, if it looks good when we put it on the map, that is. If we can, gotta always check the credits first. This one's actually for VX and VAs, but sometimes I still grab them anyway, put them on the tile set we use. As long as they look good. Some of them look good. I'll go on their website and have a look at their terms and conditions. See, this is cool, but the style just wouldn't fit with what our game. But they've kind of done an asset RPG Maker thing in a different style. I mean, these ones are ones that you have to pay for. I cannot see what the terms and conditions are. This is the person, but they've not said. I love those little tractors. I do too. Combine harvester. Oh, maybe if we put in harvester in, something will come up. I mean, I think those tractors look cool. But it's whether we can use them is the question. Yeah, I think we have to. Oh, look at that cute little buddy. Okay. Information, that's it. Free tiles. Projects using my graphics. Oh, hang on. So these are apparently the free ones, but... And the tractors are here. Oh, that looks like the rusty ones and with stuff on them look interesting, but it's not really that foresty in this farm. If it was ever blooming forest, that would be pretty cool. We have lights here, but these are modern day ones. I wonder if we can get some more. I mean, Raindrop Chronicles is going to be a mixture of it's not going to be like medieval 100%. We're kind of going to go in different directions and time periods with it, but still, I'm not sure if the modern day look could fit the map we're doing, but it might suit future ones. LOL Bunny. Bunnies are cute. So looks like, I mean, I still like to know more information though, because sometimes just because something's free, it doesn't mean, it's all projects can use it. So I'd like to double check. I'm assuming that we're all right to use them because he's not like put any strict rules up. I always find if you can't, they'll state it quite clearly. Yeah, let's look at his first page because he might have said there. Okay, it seems like you can. Anybody can. I like to overall just make sure you're allowed to edit, you're allowed to use it in RPG Maker, whether it's commercial or non-commercial. And it seems like that's the case. As long as you credit them and you don't claim it as your own. So yeah, looks like we can have a look and see how the tractor looks then. So there was these ones. And there was also some other ones. I'm going to have a look at a few of their assets actually. We'll get a few of them because you never know, there could be some other cool things. The modern day ones look pretty neat. If we ever have a modern day area. Okay. More Carol fun. Hi Fantasia. Indeed. Well, we haven't seen Carol the Barrel for a little while, but this part of the game is very Carol focused, the actual cutscene. And we'll probably revisit the cutscene very early next week, maybe. We'll probably just be but we'll say, because I might finish that over the weekend, I might make it my task to get the cutscene done. But we'll say. I'm 100% going to get the farm done though, because I'm confident we will, because we're getting closer towards getting it finished now. Oh, those lanterns look more farm looking. They're not modern day ones as much. So we could see how they look on the road. Let's just zoom in because there's a few. They do have some crops here, but I don't know if they'd go with the style of our crops that we've got. But the tractor and the lights look nice. I like how with their fences they've got a broken one. But I am fond of the fences we have, but we can always I'd really like to make some of the fences look a little bit different in that way, so it's not the same everywhere. And yeah, for sure. So I'm gonna save this tile set and we'll bring some of them in to our map today. So I think the foundation of the map is done now. It's just about adding the details now. Apart from the crops that we haven't yet put in the second map, because I'm trying to find the perfect crops to go there in our second page. Oh dear me. Okay, so there's tractors that look. There's a red and yellow one that look normal, and then there's a more rusty one. I think that the normal ones for this are better. But if there's ever a time in the game where that involves an old, abandoned, rusty tractor, then at least there's the option to have those assets too. So say, did I already save it? Can't even remember. I think I did. So tractor. Also, I actually am going to save it again because I've started to put the artist's name in the title of the image, just so it's easier to keep track of who designed what, because otherwise I have to spend loads of time finding who made the tile set again. So save that again, put their name there. Okay, so let's just open it up and we'll drag the ones we want into our tile set and see how we look on our map. Okay, Photoshop. Hello everyone, hi Gretch Star, how's it going? And Dava, thank you so much for the host, how you guys doing? And thank you for your votes on the poll, guys. I saw that you voted. Yes, I can see everything. I appreciate the votes in the latest poll. Every vote counts and no peer pressure. Don't just vote for the one that's got the most votes. Always vote for the one you genuinely like, and then we'll get the best, the most bestest answer then. Because there is one that's slightly ahead at the moment, but it doesn't mean it's going to end that way by the end of the week. Thank you, JTR, for the follow. I appreciate that. Hi, Kindled. How you doing? It's good to see you. Good to see you make a stream. I hope you're doing well, Kindled. Is your screen flickering? I missed something in the. Oh, I'm not sure. Is it? How is it for everybody else? Maybe it's a little tech glitch that happened there. Hopefully it doesn't happen again. Sometimes weird things can happen, but fingers crossed it doesn't do that again. Hi, Warrior. Warrior Giggles. I love that name. Because you've got Warrior, which is super badass, and then you've got Giggles, which is really cute and sweet. So I like the name. I like the combination of the two words. Seems fine my side, but I'm jumping between screens. Yeah, maybe it was a one-off then. So let me know though if there is if anything weird does happen, because I can look into it. But sometimes you just get the silly things happen now and again. Remember when my computer crashed last week and stream ended? Luckily everything seems fine since then. So I'm very happy about that, because I was a bit worried about my old lady PC. She's getting old now. Thank you guys. Yeah, maybe it's something with yours, Kung, but hopefully it's nothing too bad. Right, folks, so there's a couple of assets on this tile. We found this tile set, and it's the one that we're able to use. The tractor in particular, and the lights that we could use as street lights. Do you guys think these lights here would look good, like would fit with the style we've got? Because I wanted to be careful we don't go for any modern day looking lights, because I don't know if that would fit with this particular map. But these ones could. They're made of wood, maybe, and they're lanterns rather than lights. So and because the whole tile set itself that looks very farm themed, I assume that they were made specifically for that kind of setting. So it's whether we like the red or yellow tractor best, I guess. I mean, we can always recolour it if we want. We're allowed to do that. But we've got lots of yellows in our farm. I actually think an orange tractor might look nice. Red might be a bit too bold, and yellow might blend in too much. Orange could look cool. So we could plop it there on this wheat field to give the impression that it's been mowed. Well, it's not a combine harvesters, but it's still the next best thing, I guess. I suppose it would make sense if it was on that field, I hope. I've been lurking a few days and this game looks pretty cool. Thank you, I appreciate that. We're getting there a little bit at a time each week, putting it together little by little. And I feel like we've come a long way when you think about how things were. Like in the early days. Stream 111 today, 111. That is the stream number we're on now. Just to think, about 50 streams ago, Carol's buddies didn't even exist. Nobody knew who Hank or Meryl, the barrel with the bra, were about 50 streams ago. So when you think about it like that, a lot has happened, and we've even got to the stage now in the last several streams that we've started making a new map, which is progress, because we only had a forest, the Everbloom Forest, at one point. But this map we're not coming here yet as players. It's all just happening in a flashback currently. But there's been a lot of discussion on when we eventually get here. So it will probably be the next area after the forest. 111, make a wish. What would you guys wish for? At most of anything in the world. That's a hard question, isn't it? My question of the week is, what's your favourite area in a video game? That might be an easier one to answer. Thank you, Azrael, for the command. Appreciate that. I'd wish for a lot of things. I wish for an endless supply of chocolate. That's mine. Okay, so I'm going to give you all the poll again, just so everybody who might not have voted yet gets a chance to vote. Okay, so what I am going to do is I'm going to copy and paste this red tractor here. Hang on, you guys can't even see because I'm in open Photoshop for you. So I'm going to copy and paste that. We're going to put it on our tile set for our farm. Get rid of that weird square we've got going on. And the red looks very nice, but what I might do, instead of actually delete, I might keep the red one and just put another one beside it. Let's see what happens if we make it more orange. Ooh, pink. Pink wouldn't go at all with that colour scheme, unfortunately. Wish for more wishes, that's a good one. How do we get into the game? You mean out as a character? If you want to get your own character in the game, is that what you mean, Warrior? Just want to make sure I answer your question properly. And also, questions help because I'm in the process of putting together an FAQ page at the moment. So anything that commonly gets asked in stream, I make a mental note of that, or try and remember that, or copy and paste and put it in notepads so that I can answer that question on my FAQ. Because I think having an FAQ page will go a long way. Yeah, like I want to play too. You mean you want to play the game as a player, or you want to... I just want to make sure I'm getting the question. Okay. I think that orange is alright. Like a player. Oh, right. Right, so if you want to play the game, you'll have to wait for episode 1's release. Because this game's episodic. And there's no date yet. As you can see, it's not on the website. There's no official release date. But I am hoping for end of 2020, maybe, if it all goes well. But we'll see. We just kind of see as it goes along. And when we're happy with... When we think, oh, okay, I think we've got a bit of content here, enough for a single episode, then we'll definitely start thinking about the release at that point. And we're still really fairly early on, so it's not going to be yet. But yes, it's a good thing you guys don't have to wait for a full game, because you would be waiting years if it was a full game. So yes, episode 1, at least that won't be as long. Seeing if we can get a different orange. That one might be okay. It's a slightly more burnt orange now. Let's see how that looks if we put it in the game. So we'll save this. But yeah, that's a very good question to put on the FAQ page. When will the game be released, or when will episode 1 be released? That'll probably be like the first or second question when I get the FAQ page up. It's for sure people will want to know things like that. Right, let's get this tractor. I hope it looks good. And to be honest, we gotta, yeah, because we only see the cart. Oh no, what's happened here? To fix that. Because during the cutscene, you'll only see the middle part of this map, actually. So anything that's at the far end of the map, you're not going to see. That's why we put all the pigs here at the front on purpose. So if we want to see the tractor, we will have to put it here. But eventually, the player will come here and be able to explore. So it's still important to have things in the background, in the areas that aren't visible. Sometimes that happens, and I think the reason why random tile sets appear when I add something new, oh gosh, they're everywhere, is because I used that empty tile set to delete it. So I'll have to be careful from now on and just really just use that top left one and not empty tile sets. Right, Scarecrow's gone. And there's still a few little messy things. It's not 100% perfect because sometimes it's hard with tiles to make it look perfect. So Parallax Map can fix some little small visual glitches or anything that looks a little bit messy, because that's why I did Everbloom Forest as well. So just checking we've not got any tractor assets still lying around that shouldn't be there. Nope. Have we got the, oh yeah, we got one on this map too. We got a few. Deary, deary me, what a absolute mess. Okay, so we've cleared them. Let's fill them up with there you go. Okay, so yeah, we've got 2 blank fields here because I'm still looking for some lovely crops to fill those up in, and so we're just focusing on this map for now. We'll get this one done, and I mean, once we've done it, it's just a copy and paste job really for the rest of it, so it won't be too hard to get that done for that second map. Okay, so that's the red one. Binary Ferret! Carol the Barrel, how you doing, Binary? I hope you are good. There we go. My goodness, you realise how big a field it is when you see that tractor there. You realise how massive it is. Okay. So, one thing I forgot about was the trees. I was in the middle of giving them a recolour yesterday, and I ended stream just before finishing that, and I completely forgot about the trees. I just remembered looking at these, so we'll do that as well. But the lights, there's lights as well. All the different things. But if we put it there, we will see, we will pass the tractor when we have the cutscene. And we can have a red one, we can have an orange one. I mean, a yellow one still might look good, but doing good yourself in chat. Not too bad. Just getting on with it, making this map look the best it possibly can. So there's just lots of little bits and bobs, and with me, because I'm like always like this, let's do this one, it ends up taking a longer time because I try and make it have lots of detail. Yeah, I thought that they shouldn't be there. There's 2 tiny little lines, very small lines. You guys probably can't see, and I think what it is, I have a really good eye, you say. There's some extra pixels above this tractor that shouldn't be there, so it's not visible when I put the black background there, but it is when I have a grey one. So there they are, lines that should never have been there. Let's get rid of them. There. Perfecto. Right, so I'm going to get the lanterns in now. And then we'll change the tree colour. And it's pretty cool because there's like ones that are lit up and ones that aren't lit up. So I like that there's both. And because this is the nighttime one, the first time we come here, we'll want the lit up ones. But we could also do it so that we have the non-lit up ones and we just put the lit up one there as a tile thing. So we could always do that too, like an event tile. That might be a better idea actually, because then we don't have to make two maps. So let's just first of all just copy and paste these ones in. We'll find a nice spot for them on our thing. We might end up having a load of lanterns on our map when we open RPG Maker again. Okay, so if we get it working, so we get those there, and now we'll get the ones that aren't lit up as well on here. Completely didn't even think about lights until earlier. So, oh yeah, lights. We've got a road here. It's going to be night time. Right, so we don't want them ending up with the scarecrows on their tiles, so let's just move these higher where we've got a bit more space. The best a map can get, yeah. I'm one who, I don't want to rush, like, it could be very easy to get a map done in a couple of streams for some, but I'd rather have like a better looking world because of spending more time on getting it detailed with less maps than have loads of maps in a giant world where the maps are mediocre. So I mean, don't get me wrong, I do want a big world eventually. But I feel like this is a process that we're taking a step at a time, not something that we're going to be doing overnight. Okay, so we've got, let's put them ones there actually. So we've got one version where the lights are on and one off. So at night time, some might be on, doesn't mean every light will be on, some might be broken. But at least that will let us have some, we can have some lighting effects on the map too. It's not going to just be pitch black and dark. You can get super pretty with the effects. Otherwise, fine. Hi, Joe. How you doing? You've just said, and I've just asked again. It's habit. That's what it is. Okay, so I might change the colour of the wood a bit so it matches with the wood we've got for our fences here. I think that would look pretty. So I'm gonna just bring this up just to say it's a little bit dark and a little bit too red at the moment, just a bit. That could work. Minus 20 plus 60 minus 40. Am I going to remember that? Minus 20 plus 60 minus 40. Okay, so I'm pretty sure they're the same. Yeah. So just a slight recolour there. They're a little bit more red before, as you can see, so I've tried to get them a bit closer to the fence that we have. And those wood bits as well, of course. Right. So I think we can save it now. Are they aligned correctly? Yep. And we'll get those put in as well. And then after that tree, we'll get the trees recoloured and have another little look over and see if there's anything else we could add before we take a screenshot and start the parallax map. And the first job of the parallax map will be again some wheel marks and maybe some little pebbles and that on here, and footprints, dirty footprints, and mud tracks to show the pigs have been rolling in mud, maybe. All these little extra detail bits, but we need some trees down here too as well. All right, so as I can see, we have some, again, little bits that shouldn't be there. I think other than that, it's fine. Okay, so I'd say maybe would it be about that distance from the road? I don't think it'll be on the road. That could be a bit. Does everyone think they're a bit short? Part of me thinks they're a bit short. We can make them longer. I think it might look better a bit longer, to be honest. And I don't think that would be too hard a job to do. We could literally just do this. Work on these ones first. I'll just get the background there for now. Sometimes it helps. So all we have to do is, hang on. We'll test it first and see how it looks a bit taller. I just feel like the way they are there, you know, it makes it feel like you bash your head into them because they're so low. So I think the taller looks better personally. But we'll test. Before we do the other one with the lights, I mean, we don't have to do the full one with the lights. All we really do need to do is just have that. We actually don't even need that bit, actually. So we can chop that off, because the only reason we've got the one with lights there is so it can go over that as an event and then be switched on when it's dark. We can use a switch or something, rather than make a complete new map and use it for when it's dark, if that makes sense. Everyone has to work from home. Yeah, it's the best thing for sure. Working from home is fun anyway. Unless you've got kiddies, of course. Hi Rex, how are you doing? It's the only way. Yeah, you work during my streams, don't you, Kindled? Which is dookie. But it's lovely to see you stop in when you can. That's for sure. How are you doing, Rex? I thought I was a bit worried about you today, because I heard there was an earthquake. Someone who lives close to you mentioned there's an earthquake. So I'm doing very well. Yay. Okay. We can move these up now because there's a tile gap and we don't need them that low. There we go. So folks, we're just adding more cool things to our farm right now. We're very close to being ready to screenshot the whole thing and bring it into Photoshop and make it into a parallax map, which is just like a way of saying being able to do more to the map that we can't do in the RPG Maker editor. So we're very close to getting to that stage, and that's the final stage of the map making process. But before I do that, I want to make sure I've done everything and added as many objects and stuff to the map as possible, because we wouldn't want to make it into a parallax map and then be like, oh, could have added that as well, but it's too late now. That's always the last thing. And the first map is at that stage. The second map, I still want to add a few things, so we're going to do the first map first. Can always do the second map over the weekend if I have to. Semi-work. Thank you for that, host. I appreciate that. How are you doing? Did you just have a stream, my friend? Nice sprites. Thank you, Big. Oh my goodness. That is a lewd name. I'll call you Big. I won't call you Schlong. But you like the lampposts? I do too. They were super short originally. This is what they look like at the moment in RPG Maker, but I feel like they're like so tiny that you could hit your head on them if you walk past them as a character. So I want to make them, I'm making them double the size, and I think that look even better like that, to be quite honest, which is what I just did. I just made them into big ones, twice the size now. So let's, I'm just going to save those again and we'll get the big ones in. Have a good stream. Thank you. I'll give you a shout out. Let's see what Semi-work is doing. Oh, you were in the same category, I see. Well, I hope whatever you was doing went well. Hope it was a productive and fun stream. If you feel free to tell us what you was up to, but no worries if you have to rush off. Appreciate the host. Okay, so one thing I would like is if when we update the tile sets that we don't have to always shut down the program and open it again. Maybe there's about a quick way I can do that. Because I feel like I've shut it and opened it about a bazillion times now. Okay. So I always have to check the map as well as soon as I've put in new assets, because I do find that sometimes it gets messy and there's a random tractor in the corner or a random lamppost. Okay, so here they are. They, oh my goodness, they're so much better when they're big. I'm glad. Oh no, see, this is what I mean. Got a random lamppost in the middle of our fence. Go away. Okay, so it's my own fault because I tend to have a habit of when I'm cleaning up of you picking random tiles like this when I'm tidying up to clear things, rather than this top left, which is the one that you're always meant to keep blank. And obviously because I do that, when I do finally get an asset put in there, that means that asset will randomly also be where I cleaned it up previously. So I've got to learn my lesson there. But I think other than that, we're good. I think that was the only area it showed up in. So I'm wondering now, lampposts, how do they look on roads? I'm going to look at a reference image because I want to like lay them out really nicely ideally, and I'm wondering about different layouts. But when it comes to doing the lit up version, literally all I have to do is open an event like that. And it'll be on a switch, and I'll also have one where it's not there. And when it's night time, it'll be lit like that. But when it's not night time, it'll be off. I think the lanterns will give a really nice touch to the map when we have some more along the roads. But let me just let's just have a look at some references. open the Google images for you guys as well in a sec. Okay. So this is a farm road, which is exactly what we're doing right now. Theirs is a little bit more barren. That's more barren too. We've kind of really jam-packed ours with things just because I like detail. These are barren. And there doesn't seem to be any lights on these roads either. That's very dangerous when it gets dark. But we're having lights on ours because they're pretty. They're pretty. Good old Midwest. No, not Christmas lights. I want putting road lights, and this is what happens. Honestly, I just want to see layouts of lights. It's as simple as that. Because, well, I'm no pro at light placement. That's why. So, we could either... It bugs me when it does that, when it makes, say, a tile set disappear. So we tend to have to go over it again, unfortunately. One of the flaws with Envy, RPG Maker Envy, it's not, the layering of the tiles can be a bit dodgy sometimes. What the freak? We got rid of it again, and it's very random as well. Sometimes it gets rid of them and sometimes it doesn't. There you go. It hasn't got rid of it that time. It has when I put that tree in. Even if I put the lights in CD or E, it doesn't make a difference because I've tested it in the past. I mean, we can get it working. It's just really silly. And the other option is to get it in on a parallax map, but I honestly really just like getting them on tiles first. And only do what we need to on the maps. This one's being a big old silly right now. Might have to leave that tree for now and add it as a parallax thingy. Sometimes it has to be done. So we can do it like that, where they're sort of parallel to each other, and put them all along the road, or we could have them more sparse. Or we don't even have to have them opposite each other. We could have it more like a zigzag. That could look good. It all just depends what looks best, in all honesty. So I'm just experimenting with a few positions. Just thank you, Bad Guy, for the follow. Welcome. Welcome to the stream. So we could do it more like that or that. Or we don't even have to have them super close, you know. We could have them more spread out across the road. Like that, rather than have bazillions. Because I think they actually look nice when there's only a few. Could look a bit much if they're everywhere. Hello, Miss Neffel. How's it going? Good to see you. Okay, so there's like a gap of 4 there. The next light would go there. No, not there. There. I mean, they do not look, they look quite nice opposite each other too. I just want to be careful that I'm not overdoing it with the lights. That's the only thing. That's it. I mean, we could go either way. It's whatever we think looks best with the placement. Do you like them looking opposite each other, chat? Because we could always have it so we have them opposite each other, but still, you know, still have them quite separate. Maybe just have one here and one here. We could always just have two lights on the road where we've got like the path going there. Maybe that's a good position to have it. It sounded like you said hello, Miss Snaffle. Basically, it sounded like you called Neffel and Miss, did it? Oh dear, I went hello, Miss, and then I went Neffel. Is that what happened? Dearie, dearie. I apologise, Neffel. I'm sure Neffel will forgive me, though. Would you forgive me if I called you a Miss Rex? I mean, part of me wondering, should we even have them close to the road? We could always have them a little bit back from the road. And then they're not too in your face. Which could, I'm actually into that. But obviously we need to put these back. And they kind of blend in a bit when it's daytime, but when it's night, they might look nice lit up in that position. I'm just having a massive fight with RPG Maker and V and their tile sets at the moment. Honestly, I'm tempted to put these over on D. If I did put them on D, maybe that would... No, it doesn't work. You see, that's proof it doesn't work, because even the ones on the higher letter layers are making the trees disappear. So it wouldn't make a difference. Yeah, I definitely didn't call you a miss. It was well, one of those unfortunate combinations of words. You could call me whatever you want. Yeah, big. What's the game called? We have a website. So Raindrop RPG, it's called Raindrop Chronicles. I don't put that in the stream title because it's not, you know, nobody... Raindrop Chronicles doesn't mean anything to people that haven't been here before. So I tend to prefer to say the stream, what the stream is, a description of it, rather than put the title in the stream. But for those of you that go to the website, you find out anyway. So just have a click. The logo's right there at the top. So have a little peep, if you'd like to, that is. And it's unfortunate that we're very limited with title space. I also had to get rid of RPG Maker MV in the title to make room for the new question of the week. So yes, we have to make use of all the title space that we've got. Also, folks, again, I'll remind you because I like to regularly let you know we do, oops, wrong command. We do have a poll at the moment. We tend to do polls quite often. We at least have one up during a week, I'd say. Sometimes a week we might not have one if there's nothing to have, but we like to do them. But you do have to join the Discord to be able to have access to that poll and vote. So if you do want to get involved in the project, folks, then that's the place to be, and your vote matters. So also, if you haven't voted yet, you haven't realised that we've got a poll, then make sure you have a little look. It's a very important question. They're all important questions, but this one is in particular. It'll decide the whole direction we take the game. So I'm just sorting out some of these silly little problems I'm having with the combination of the trees and the lamppost, because RPG Maker MV doesn't seem to be very kind when it comes to like layering, and because we're getting super detailed with our map right now, we've got fences and trees and lampposts all layered together. It's been a big old silly, so I might have to, if this is going to continue, I might have to go on the forum and see if there's a solution for this. Give me a moment. Tile set layers. This was an issue we had when we did Everbloom Forest as well. I mean, if it becomes too much of a pain, I might like full on commit to parallax mapping 100% and do everything as a parallax map. You know, if it ends up becoming a thing, and literally just do the basic on the tile set and then do everything else on the parallax map. But before I do that, I want to just make sure there isn't a solution, because there could be a plugin, who knows. Love this FF7 tune. Yes, we have awesome background music, don't we, guys, on this stream. I am going to give you guys the playlist, actually. I'll send you. That's a playlist to listen to. It's a 9-hour-long playlist of relaxing Final Fantasy music, and it's from all the games, most of them really. Bit of all Final Fantasies. One sec, folks, I'm looking into a troubleshooting issue. Oh yeah, so apparently there's a plugin that enables soft parallaxing inside the editor. Maps are becoming fantastic without the need of parallaxing the hard way. Well, I want to see this because right now parallaxing seems like the only solution. Yeah, this design is terrible. The old RPG Maker XP and the older RM versions use separate layers that are much better than this new map editing method. I hope they either add an option to choose between old and new map. Yeah. But the XP fanboy. I'm an XP fanboy as well then. I've never even done XP before. Never even had that one. But it seems that one at least did the maps right. The shift mapping tool is useful. I don't know if that's... I don't know what they're going on about, but... I don't even know if what they're talking about is relevant to the issue I'm having, but they don't. It seems like maybe it could be. So I swear that somebody said if I press shift it'll be fine. I think there is a way around it. Let me just have an experiment for a bit. I'm going to hold down Control or Alt or Shift and see if that does the trick. Because my memory tells me somebody told me to do that unless I was dreaming. Well, that doesn't work. That doesn't work. Neither does that. It's the lamps that are the part. Everything was okay until the lamps got added. So it's probably because it's three things layering on top of each other, maybe. Yeah, so from the B&E tiles you can only put 2 tiles on top of each other. You could add a third by using an event. No, yeah, lame. Lame. That is why it keeps disappearing then, because there's already 2 there. What's this plugin then? Want a map with basically unlimited length? Yes, please. Instead, use awesome map and a free easy. This is going to be confusing. It seems like super confusing. And if it's going to be confusing to learn, I might as well just do a parallax map probably. It might not be confusing, but it just seems like it's not a super quick solution like I hoped. Okay. Hold shift and right click drag. So I think that is the solution someone had for me some streams back. This here. See if we can do that. Yeah, obviously I don't want that there though. It is a bit fiddly. Oh yeah. I'm gonna just parallax map this. It's just a pain in the butt doing it with tiles. Once it gets too complicated, it is anyway. It's fine doing it on tiles when everything's pretty bland with the map, when you've only got grass, path and a few things around, but when you start putting more than 2 layers on top of each other, that's when it starts not letting you do what you want. So I'm going to get rid of the lamps and they'll be going on the parallax map. They'll count as some of the detailed extras we'll have. Okay. So we got to just put our things back now because we had to delete the lamppost and it deleted everything. So let's put them back. I think that tree was the one that was there. It's kind of crowded with the sprites. Yes, it's just not letting me layer things up. So, yeah, that'll have to be the later stage. You're pretty limited with your tile sets. There we go. So lights will have to wait. So let's get the rest of the trees in. All we need is some here. And then recolouring the trees, the trunks. A couple of things I want to do with the fence. And then I think we'll be ready to turn it into a parallax map. Hi Weasel, how you doing? Do you use source control? Let me know what that is, Gus. I'm not the most technical person in the world. What's going on? What's going on? All not too bad, just doing some mapping. We get in more towards the detailed part, so we'll be finishing working in the editor shortly and moving on to taking a screenshot and doing a parallax map in Photoshop, so we can add some extra touches to the map. Right, so let's get some trees down here. What one should we have? Hi Trubaldi, how's it going? Hope you're doing good. Are you working from home as well, Trubaldi? We've got a lot of workers from home. Source Control is a way to keep history of all your changes. It's a very valuable and free tool to use. You may have heard of Git. Is that something that's usable with RPG Maker specifically, or is it just a general tool? But that sounds interesting. Someone might have mentioned that in the past, because then it sounds familiar. I am food too. Oh yeah, it was Azrael that mentioned it. Yeah, that it was you, Azrael. I remember now. Trying to find something that plays nice with RPG Maker. Info seems limited from what I've seen. A dump to Git might be the best option. Was concerned over size, as I cannot see an ignore file. Yeah, I assumed that it was a general one, which is where it gets a bit confusing, because it's true, it has to work with what I'm doing with RPG Maker. And anything that's overly complex to set up, I tend to be terrible at that, because I'm not one for technical stuff. Even though I did make a website, that's as far as I go with technical things. Okay. Chop my tree off by accident. We can chat. Yay. Well, thanks for helping, guys. I do appreciate it. Like, obviously, if anything makes things easier, I'm all for knowing about that. But if it's going to be something that's super complicated, I guess it's that can be a bit tricky as well. Because if it's but maybe it won't be. Maybe it's straightforward. I'm just looking forward to turning this into a parallax map now, because these tiles are getting on my wrong side. They keep disappearing. I'm actually still driving to work every day. We were only 2 people in the office. I'm gonna so that's not big of a deal. Oh, that's nice. An office to yourself. Exciting. What code am I using? No code. Well, that's a lie. RPG Maker is JavaScript, so that is the language, but it's not something that I have to, luckily don't have to mess about with too much, because it's quite a visual tool, RPG Maker is. And now and again, yeah, have to do some scripts. I mean, all my plugins and scripts are here, but it's mostly all already there. There's a big forum and resource online where people have kindly made plugins and stuff that are available for people to use. Sometimes I have to change things about myself if I want to have it to my liking, but luckily I don't have to do that too often. Got rid of one of my fences again. never again am I going to do complicated maps in tile sets. This is a lesson learned. As soon as it gets to the complicated stage, with lots of layers on top of each other, I'm switching to parallax map immediately. I think it's been a long time coming, because it's getting to the point now it's misbehaving when I'm placing tiles. But we can get these trees done at least and put those in, and then we can get it screenshotted. I'm excited. Just so much more freedom when doing it in a Photoshop. I don't like to start it from scratch in Photoshop. I like to have something there, like a foundation, before I start the parallax map. But I don't think we're going to fix that tree now. It keeps getting rid of the fence. And it's because we've got 3 layers there. That's why. We've got 2 trees overlapping each other plus a fence. So I think that's why it's being mean to us, because it doesn't allow us to overlap too many things. This editor doesn't. Yeah, it got rid of the thing again. And there is it looks like there is a plugin that solves that, but it's a bit of a complex setup. I'm gonna have to just do that tree in Photoshop and parallax mapping. I'm not gonna fuss over it anymore. Gotta go pick up food, seeing a fruit. Oh, awesome! I hope it's super yummy foods. So I have to configure all the stuff and do things and such, but I'm doing well nonetheless. Yay! So glad to hear that, True Baldy. You deserve to feel awesome. You all do. Do you create the sprites and visuals? Nope. We use like we get the root assets, I don't know. They're like from online. Have I got a thing here? I feel like I always have to constantly answer this question, which is understandable because people will ask this. But it kind of gets to me a bit because it makes me think, should I be doing my own assets then? But I have to remember I'm just one person making an entire project myself. It's kind of impossible to do everything, you know. So you do have to like take resources as someone making a game elsewhere sometimes. So you can focus on the things that you want to focus on. And thank you so much, True Baldy, for the gifting the sub to the real Infinite Official. I appreciate that. It's so kind of you. Let's have some hype in chat. And oh my goodness, I'm missing a lot of chat here, guys, as I always do. I used to be so good at answering chat. I used to be good at it once upon a time, but definitely in recent months I'm slipping. I am slipping, I'll admit it. Forgive me, chat. And welcome, Real. Just noticing you stopping in there. And thank you for the hype, guys. Thank you, Rex and Neffel, for the hype. Completely understandable. Yeah, it's. I mean, when people ask, it's, you know, people are going to ask these questions, but this is why I need an FAQ page so I can be like, oh, there you go. Have a look at that, guys. But yes. It's making a game is a very time-consuming thing for a single person to do. Indeed. It's the most random sub I've ever been given. Thank you. Well, I hope you like it, Real. Enjoy the emotes and your double raindrops. I hope you like the batties. Hope I can catch some in the future. Yay! Hopefully you can as well, True Baldy. Been a while since I've been in one of your streams. Thank you, Jack, for the follow. Appreciate that. Raindrops, you a trickle. You can be bigger than a trickle, I know, so I believe in you. But as for the answer to Weasel's question, what is your RPG game like? In all honesty, guys, check out the website. If you want to find out more, that's the best place to be. It's going to get regularly updated every time we get new content and updates to the game, so keep an eye on it. And there's also my YouTube channel too, which is probably another good place to look at, because I'm going to be regularly uploading sneak peeks of the game, lore videos, the story so far, as well as every single VOD of the stream. So yay. The farm looks so cool now. Thank you, Juice. I know it's been a bit of a messy day today with the farm design, because we're getting to the point now that everything's really layering up and it's getting full of stuff. And unfortunately, the RPG Maker in the editor that we use here is very limited. You can only layer 2 things at a time. So every time I'm layering something above it now, tiles underneath are disappearing, and it's making me a little bit salty because all my trees and fences are disappearing when I'm putting something there. So I've decided I'm gonna go to the next stage of the map making now, which is parallax mapping. It allows me more freedom, but I'm just getting the final things put in now before we do that, seeing if there's at all any gonna have some lampposts here. It's a little bit bare here, but when we get the lampposts in them, it might look okay. Thinking a tree should go there instead. I'm not going to get too precise with the little visual glitch problems, because like if I zoom in super close, you might not be able to see, guys, but part of the fence is weirdly missing, and this is what I'm having issues with, trying to get it all perfect, but it's almost impossible to do that at this point because the map has so many layers and RPG Maker's deleting them all. So yeah, I'm gonna have to fix those in Photoshop. But is there anything else, any extra detail that I could add that might be missing? I think that's not too bad. There was just one thing I forgot about as well, that I kind of wanted to open the fence here. But I don't know. Should probably be in the middle. And I think things like that can be done on the parallax map, maybe. Yeah, I could just do that. Easy. Yeah, let's move it across a bit though. So it's in the center. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, True Bold is so generous. I appreciate you, True Boldy. It helps me out a lot. because I don't work at the moment. This is my only job, because I'm super lucky to be in a position where I can just still live at home while I'm working on this project. I've got some really kind parents that are not like, get a job right now, so I can work on my creative dreams in the meantime. But of course I still need my monies. Only 2 layers indeed. The program's layout looks so simple. I haven't seen something like that in a while. It's nice. I mean, yes, it's definitely wonderful, because it's such a visual tool that, like, so many programs out there can be very intimidating. You look at it and think, I'll never make a game, because it can be quite daunting. But this is one that is very friendly to newbies and people that would make a game and probably haven't ever considered making one before. I mean, I attempted using this when I was 12, because it looked so that easy, even though what I made when I was 12 was terrible. But yeah, it's super good. It's limited, and that can get frustrating sometimes, but sometimes you just have to think a bit outside the box to how you can make it work. And I've succeeded at that eventually. But to be honest, this feels like a creative mode of Stardew Valley. Yeah, yeah, we've got the farm thing going on. We're definitely Stardew Valley inspired right now. That's for sure. We got to have a farm. Off to a doc's appointment. Have a good day. Take care, Kindle. I hope the appointment goes well. This game is looking great. Is farming a big part of it? Not at all. There won't be any farming mechanics. It's not Stardew Valley 2.0 or anything, guys. It's literally just a simple. It's a region of the world. We've already got a forest. These are a few maps of a forest that we worked on last year. This is the first region of the game, the first place you'll see. Ignore that was just a practice mock-up map, but these are the real ones. And this farm is now the next place we're working on, but it's only at the moment for a flashback. The players can't come here yet, but they will come here eventually. So yes, the farm is just one region of potentially many that we'll have over time. There's going to be loads of different regions, guys. So many different environments I hope to make. But welcome, Jack. And Unity is more complicated layout, and that's why I love it and use it. Yeah, and Unity, I'm sure, is so much more flexible. I'm sure, like, with software like that, you're probably able to make anything you want, and that freedom must be so wonderful. Unfortunately, with this tool, there are limitations, but it does have its pros. Like, it's a very good entry into making games, very visual. So yes, it's hard but amazing when it works. Thinking outside the box is one of the best qualities you can have as a game developer. That's a great mindset you have. Thank you. Yeah, so much. Like, because it's such a limited tool, it's very basic with what you can do. Like, I was making some cutscenes a couple of weeks ago. There's like a cutscene. This is all a scene, this here, and eventually we end up in a wagon. We're going to make this look way prettier. With these characters. Now we're making the cutscene, and it gets super action based. Like, there's a hijacking and there's all sorts happening. And I was like, oh my goodness, how am I going to do this cutscene? You know, RPG Maker doesn't let you do so many things, but I ended up doing it in the end. You just have to think a bit, don't you? And eventually you get it to work. So yeah, but eventually that cutscene will be a sneak peek video on YouTube. So if you are not subscribed or following my YouTube, you'll miss out on all the eventual preview videos and stuff that will eventually be uploaded. So, because a lot of you guys haven't seen this actual cutscene yet. We only did it for a few streams a week or so ago. So some of you may have not seen all the dialogue and action that's been happening here. But that's why I want to release a video for people that might want to see. Love the level design. Looks like it would be a lot of fun to explore the world you're creating. Thank you. Yeah, and it's like so tiny at the moment. Like if you go on our website, I have got a world, like a sort of work in progress world map, and it's so basic right now. We've literally just got the one region, which is this Everbloom Forest, and this farm, because we only started this last week. But yeah, it was right at the start of last week when we started it. So it's brand new. We haven't even got a name for it yet. It's nameless currently. And this will probably be the region next to this forest, I assume. I'd say so. And I like how this is a sort of spring theme. And this one's more of an autumn one. So I like the colour schemes that I've got so far for this. I thought the cute little avatars in the bottom with the screen were part of the game. Are those subscribers? Oh, right, yeah. People have thought that before. That is basically the stream avatar Twitch tool. A few other streamers use it as well, and I'm using it for people that are a character in the game. So anybody that is a character, you need 500 raindrops to be a character. I think we've got a command for that as well. Yeah, once you've got 500 raindrops, you could be a character in the game. Okay, that link is our old FAQ page. We now have a website which is much more visual and interesting to look at, and that'll also explain. So you do need the 500 raindrops in the stream to eventually be a character, and once you do have those, you can fill in a form, which they're all on the website, and I will make a character sheet for you, and then your character will start walking along when you're in the stream. So there's everybody. I'm even there. Can you see me? When did you start this? I've forgotten when you decided to focus on this. Funnily enough, exactly a year ago. It's a year ago today when I had stream 1 of Raindrop Chronicles. Not a year ago today, sorry. A year ago this month when I started to focus on Raindrop Chronicles. So a year ago today. So yeah, and there was a little short summer break that I had, and I've only been consistently streaming since September. So, but it's pretty cool. We've managed to get over 100 streams out of the way in that time, I'd say. I had a feeling that was close to it now. Yeah, so we're celebrating a year. Hooray! That's so cool, yay. So I'm going to make sure, I'm going to put the command again, just so anybody lurking or who's new here does know about the website, because that is like the #1 place to go. All the social media links are on there, and all the character sheets, all the polls, all the everything. The only thing that isn't there is an FAQ page and a credits page currently, and the latest new videos that got released last week aren't up on there yet either, but when I do the next update, they'll be put on there. Happy anniversary, yay! So yes, if you have any questions as well, feel free to ask, because if they're good, and you know, I might put them on the FAQ page, because I would like a big list of common questions on there, and there's definitely a few that I have already. So yay, all you guys checking those raindrops. And yes, I mean, it might seem like a bit of a grind when you think 500 raindrops, but they're not that hard to hoard up when you've been in the stream a few weeks. And there's no rush either, because, you know, this is a slow moving project. We're still very early on in the game, and your character, the ones that are even already done, probably won't be introduced, a lot of them, in episode 1. They'll be eventually, whenever the time's right, they'll come into the game, whatever episode or whatever point that may be. So don't ever feel like, I've got to get my character now, I've got to hurry up and get them in, because it's not going to be over within a few months at all. It's a very long ongoing thing I'm going to be doing on Twitch for forever and ever. Well, not forever and ever, but for definitely, you know, it's a big portion of this decade, I'd say. Because if I wasn't doing this, what else would I stream? That's the question. Nothing. Because this is the only thing I have fun streaming. A couple of months if you don't have the sub right. Yes. So I know that Elite at the time, he managed to get the 500 raindrops in 3 weeks because he was a sub and he lurked 24/7. So he got the raindrops in 3 weeks. But I will say you have to genuinely lurk. You can't set up a bot to get raindrops, because I actually do know when people do that, and if they are doing that, then their raindrops will get wiped. So you do have to be a genuine lurker. So I will say that just in case anybody's thinking of cheating the system, which I'm sure you wouldn't, because you're all lovely, aren't you? Yeah, I am totally aware that there could be there are like ways to go about getting stream currencies in not genuine ways. So I'm all prepared for that. And you have to have the 500 raindrops. And I mean, I even got as a note at the bottom that it might not always be 500 raindrops. It could always change in the future, but right now it's staying that way. It would only ever change if you know, there was a lot of competition and people were getting 500 raindrops like every single day, and we couldn't keep up with the characters. Then we'd have to increase it. But right now it's at a stage where we're getting people reach that point at a decent pace. Well, someone's plan just got ruined. Yeah, there's a couple. I'm not naming any names because I don't do that. I don't call people out, but unless of course they've done something unacceptable. But there's been a couple of people that have done that. They've tried to fake the raindrops, but I know about it, and they won't. Their raindrops will get wiped. So yeah, you have to be genuine. I mean, I'm sure it's very tempting to do that, but as somebody that's doing this project and the manager of the project and the person that runs it, I have to make sure that things don't get out of hand and people don't cheat, because then the project won't work. Some people here, well, everybody here who is a character at the moment have lurked genuinely, and it wouldn't be fair on them if people were cheating and getting to be a character. You know, people have worked hard to grind for their raindrops. Okay, so where were we? Because I forgot what we was in the middle of doing. Oh, we were getting the fences opened. I'm making sure it's centered, and I think they are. Okay. Right, so the only one more thing I have to do now is recolour the tree trunks to match with the colour of the wood we have. in this area, and that's the last job, I think. Anything else to do after that point is all just extra detail, like you know, with the road mainly is the one I want to work on, because it'll be super cool if we can have a bit more of a detailed road. Right, so let's do that tree trunk. And the wagon does need to be done as well, because I'm not happy with its appearance right now. It's very basic. We've only got one more stream this week though, and I think I want to do the farm work this weekend rather than the wagon, so I might do the wagon over the weekend. The goal for me is to get all this mapping done and dusted, so we can get that done and move on to some more exciting next week. But this is exciting too. But I always like to keep the streams as varied as possible. I don't want to work on mapping forever and ever. And I want to do other things. I want to move on, because there's some really exciting things we can do in the next couple of weeks. Like another cutscene with the fruits, with these guys here. Let me show you them if you haven't seen them already. These guys, the first boss of the game. So we'll have to do a cutscene with them. Okay. Photoshop, let's open it again. Right, so I'm going to copy a fence. Okay, so we were in the middle of doing it. I did it right here, but I forgot the colour code I used, so I'm going to do it again. So that's its original colour. It's definitely more greeny. It's more of a greeny brown than a reddy brown, so we're going to just change the trunk colour, and we might have to do it one at a time, because I don't want to be grabbing objects that we don't want to change the colour of by accident. So how many things do we need to change? That and that one. Oh, and these. Okay. Yeah, if I do unclick contiguous, is that how you say it, then it does select them all, I think. Well, no, it isn't. Oh yeah, there. It does select everything of that colour, and I could always do it that way, but at the same time it might be messy. Definitely be quicker. Well, look, we'll see how it looks first, because we do want every wood part to be that colour. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy that layer actually. Okay, so let's change the colour. Hi Inspector, how you doing? It's good to see you. Hope you're doing good. Such cute bosses they are, aren't they? We just love making really creative characters. These guys were originally slimes. And we turned them into fruits, and they were just they all looked like apple in the middle at first, but then we decided we wanted to give them all personalities. So Lemon, he's the mean one. Well, he isn't mean, he's like a typical old guy, miserable old guy, a war veteran. He's the emo, the tomato. I'm accidentally changing the colour of the wrong thing. Talking about Lemon, he's a boomer. Yeah, maybe he is. But he's lovable as well. I mean, he looks like a badass Pikachu, I feel. He's definitely got that look. See, I think it's only changing the okay, this is the one we want. So I've just like made a layer of all the wood bits. I hope I've grabbed everything I need. Some of it's gonna look a bit messy, I think, but the goal is to turn it into more of a ready colour than a green. That's sort of done. Do it again. Okay, so put them all back. So yeah, it looks like they're all recoloured. They don't look too messy. Might be a few bits in places that shouldn't be red. Like they've changed red, but that one hasn't. So actually that's worked okay. Some of the bridge hasn't, but we're not using all the assets, so it doesn't really matter. We're only using the trees. So those are the ones we really want recoloured. It seems like there's no weird visual glitches. But is that, what's this? Guys, what's that? It looks like poop. Has that always been? My goodness. What's it meant to be? Because it does totally look like poop. Hi Andy Cake, how are you doing? It's good to see you. Oh no, not an ad. Oh no. Okay, so I think I'm happy with that. I'm not gonna flatten the layer yet though, just in case. So I'm gonna just save. Right. To remember the name of the tile set. There. Okay. So now we've recoloured the trees. They should be recoloured in RPG Maker once we reopen it. I'm Andy Sleeper right now. Oh no, get some sleeps. Andy Cake needs all the sleeps. Okay. So folks, we have changed the colour of the trees and they match much better with our map now than how they looked a few minutes ago. So there's a couple of things, because now it's cool because it looks like the wood from the fences and stuff came from the trees. It's all consistent. There's just a couple of visual glitches, like if you look oh sorry guys, you can't even see because I've even still got Photoshop up like a silly Billy. But here we go. I can't really zoom in anymore, so I don't know if you guys can see, but there's a slight glitch with the tray. I'm going to try and quickly fix that, but if we can't, I'm going to just fix it in Photoshop when we do the map, because that will be where we fix most the graphics. Big old butt face. That's my way of cursing everybody. See, that's exactly the issue we're having. As you can see, we're struggling with either the fence is disappearing or the trees are disappearing because RPG Maker Editor only allows 2 layers to be there. So we're gonna have to sacrifice one of them and tidy it up in Photoshop. I don't think there's any way around this, unfortunately, looking at it. So I could spend forever trying to do it. My goodness me. Behave yourself. On our other map, did we do the trees there? It seems like the fence isn't even there on this one. I'm going to just copy this one. It's still not right on the other map, but it still at least looks a little bit tidier. So, save. Right, guys. There's just one more thing I remembered that I want to do. Actually, a couple of things. Just so many things I want to add. The first thing is I want to add a spade or bits of grass under some of the fences. I think we can do that with tile sets. And then the other thing is just some bits of wheat, some loose bits of wheat that wasn't mowed down by the tractor. And then we're ready to make a parallax map, and we'll totally do that before we end the stream, I hope. Ghosty, thank you for the host. How you doing, Ghosty? Spring is round the corner. They want you to stay in. Yeah, it's just something we're gonna have to do. I'm a hermit anyway, so me is all good. And also, I was gonna say something when he remembered something, but I forgot what I was gonna say. Could you make one a PNG with a clear background? What I usually do, I actually have a plugin. This is how I did it with the Everbloom Forest as well. Because the Everbloom Forest, as you can see, has a lot of flowers. And we couldn't put these in like with tile sets. So we had it as a blank map originally without the flowers. Like here is exactly how it looked, like that. They look like that. And we used a plugin. Which one is it? Orange Map Shot. Yeah, Orange Map Shot. All we have to do is open the game and take a screenshot, print screen with this plugin on. And then it saves the image that we take a screenshot of in a folder. And then it'll allow us to open it in Photoshop. And it will just look exactly like that in Photoshop. Our farm will just look exactly like it does here. And then we can just do whatever we want to it. We just got more flexibility. And then we just have to use a plugin after that point to parallax map it. And it's a little bit confusing. But once you understand it, it's pretty straightforward. You just have to save the images. Save them as images, but layered images. Let me stay inside more. Okie doke. Right. So, what are we going to do first? Are we going to... Yeah, let's put the stray strands of wheat first, because that's probably the easiest thing to do. I'm not going to go overboard. But... I'm going to put it, I can see there's a line there that shouldn't be there actually, above those wheat things. So let's investigate what has happened here. I believe a bit of a tractor wheel is going into the tile that shouldn't be. Naughty tractor. So literally I think we just need to put it up 1 pixel and then it'll be fine. Gotta go eat. Be back after. Yes, it's dinner time for many of us right now. I know that it's going to be my dinner time soon as well. I hope you enjoy your foods. Okay. So yeah, we're going to have to reload it again. Right. Thank you for votes on the polls, by the way, guys. Appreciate your votes. We do have one on the poll that is pretty popular at the moment, but this poll is staying open for a while. Probably keep it open maybe over the weekend as well. Might not shut it tomorrow. I want to get in as many votes as possible. And thank you, Caspian, for joining the Discord. So I'm just going to briefly get the Discord up so we can have a peep at the poll, because we haven't looked at it barely this stream. We've barely looked at the stream. So yes, here is our poll. I've recommended that you watch the lore discussion video to get a good insight onto the world and what we're actually talking about in the poll question. So it's, to sum it up, it's as simple as, do you enjoy sentient object characters? Would you like Raindrop Chronicles to literally become the game that's known for sentient characters and have endless sentient characters? Or do you think we should perhaps like move on to other things after the Everbloom Forest area of the game? Or maybe you're more of the in-between person who thinks, well, actually we could have some more in more areas other than Everbloom Forest, but maybe not the whole game. It's just a personal preference thing is all. And it's interesting to know how popular the idea of sentient characters is for the community. And right now, it seems people kind of like them a lot. And I am intrigued, like, if anybody wants to expand on why they voted for a certain one, I would like to hear that as well, like, if you wanted to. Okay, so back to the Photoshop. Well, let's see if we fix this wheat issue. No. We still got the line? No. Have we? Yeah, we have. Needs to go up another pixel then. Let's just see with our background. Sometimes you don't see all these little faint pixels that shouldn't be there. So you need to put like a background. Sometimes it's hard to tell when you've just got it as a transparent PNG. I think that's what it is, yeah. That can go, we can just chop it off now. I think it's high enough. It's just a bit of shadow on the tractor that's causing the line to go over to the wheat. I'm back. Welcome back, guys. Welcome back. Okay, so for the bazillionth time, I'm opening and closing RPG Maker to refresh the tile set image. Okay, so I'll admit though, it has been fun making a new map, because the last time we did some mapping was a very long time ago. When we finished the Everbloom Forest, that was all the way back in August or September, maybe September actually. I think that was when we were putting the finishing touches to the map. So it has been nearly a whole half a year since we've done some mapping, because since we finished that we went really into plot stuff. We went into doing some story characterization and boss ideas and all that kind of thing, because the first thing we did when we started this project was we had like fall, and we started the Everbloom Forest, and we spent some time mapping the area and doing the enemies, and we had nothing story wise. It was just, we had no ideas for characters barely. But Carol the Barrel was a character we had very early on, but she wasn't very fleshed out. We just knew her as a barrel that talked. But once we finished Everbloom Forest, we started really sort of thinking, oh, let's have a backstory for Carol, let's have a backstory for Rose, and things just got a bit more fleshed out in terms of the story and the lore, and it's slowly coming together. And now it's been fun having a break from the story and writing bit and the cutscene bits and doing some mapping again. But we'll be going back to cutscene and dialogue once we've done this, and then we'll be doing some battle and skill stuff as well, because we spent a bit of time working on skills as well. That was something we also did. Cool, haven't seen that zone before. Yeah, the story so far video, we got a command for that. It's on our YouTube, because we got 4 series is on my YouTube. We got the normal VOD uploads of all the streams. We've got the story so far. We've got the lore videos, and we have the sneak peek videos. So the story so far basically shows off that forest. It just shows a bit of it anyway, and it just explains exactly what has happened in the story so far. There's not much. I'll tell you what, when the second video comes out, it's going to be much more full of story than the first one. The first one's pretty simple. The second one, things definitely get a little bit more to talk about in that one, but I'm still going to try and keep it short. But this scene is one that's involved because it's a flashback sequence. But then we'll be back in this area the characters wouldn't have even been here yet, but once they get here we'll have a story bit to do here too. I'll be excited to get that one done, because we've been focusing on this for a while now, and a lot of people that come in stream probably don't even have a clue what's going on. So it'll be nice to be able to show it off and be like, oh yeah, this is exactly what is happening here. Because a lot of you know right now is we got a farm. We don't know the context of it or anything, so it'll be pretty cool when it's got a bit more meaning to it. Oh yes, we were going to check if the wheat didn't have that line there anymore. I just want some stray bits of them around really, but I'm going to move it across thinking about it, because I don't want it to be on the line. I want it to be in the middle. So let's move it across to there. Hi Robin, welcome, how are you doing? Yeah, I think the flowers really helped make it look nice. It was the first real mapping I ever did, so I didn't expect much from it. I thought it was going to be mediocre, but overall for my first map I was kind of pleased with it. Not too bad. And I'm going to try and keep up with the consistency of having good maps with all the areas we do. I don't want to be lazy with any of them. I want to kind of stretch them to their limit as much as possible. Because like you know guys, a lot of the assets we use are existing ones that I haven't made. So even more reason to spend time making them, because other projects could have used these assets, and we want to make the best looking project of all time that have used these assets. That's what we want to do. It wouldn't hurt to have some of them flip rotated, maybe. Just for a bit of variety. They're not facing all the same way. Just watched the attached to the pile in the Discord. Check out the others. Awesome. Do you plan on adding shadows to your other maps? There's any objects in particular. I know some objects have shadows and some might not. And I'm not against spending more time on the Everloom Forest and tidying it up even further, because we will be revisiting that area shortly after we've finished the first boss, the Witch of the Fruits. And I definitely want to make Lakefall into a parallax map too, the little village in the Everbloom Forest, because there's a lot of things I want to improve in that area. So I'm not against revisiting and adding more and making it more beautiful, considering that's the plan anyway. I guess we'll just see what we can look at and make better. Although I think that it's mostly done, in all honesty. It's 90% there. But there's just a few extra bits, like fruit trees as well. I was thinking of adding just a couple of fruit trees in the 6th map, because lemon and apple trees specifically, because of the lemon and apple characters. They were where they were born. That's where they were born from. Thank you, Dunster Cats, for the follow. I appreciate that. Welcome to the stream. How are you doing? Hope you're doing good. Okay, so I flipped and rotated those. And yeah, there's another map as well I need to go back to and edit a touch, and it's the cabin where Rose is prisoner. If you watch the Story So Far video, you'll know what I'm referring to. But there's a cabin in the Everbloom Forest, and there's some more things I wanted to do to that map just to make it look a little bit better. But we sidetracked. We went on to other things, so we moved away from the Everbloom Forest, but we will be going back there because there's going to be a lot of side quests happening in that area. So that'll be the perfect opportunity to revisit it then. Because once we've done the first boss and finished that main quest, it will definitely be the opportunity to add side quests in the game at that point. Why have I done a test play? Hang on, guys. I've accidentally pressed the play button in RPG Maker. Right, so let's cross off Photoshop. Go open it again. Hi Tuck, how you doing? It's good to see you. Welcome. And Dumpster, you like that? Yeah, it's a challenge because we use a lot of different resources for this game. Some they're from a mixture of artists, and I kind of do a lot of heavy editing sometimes to make sure that they look consistent with each other, because it can be pretty challenging to have lots of different assets from different artists. And colour schemes as well is something I've discovered is so important, because like when I was putting in trees and fences, they were all different colours, and it was like, oh no, need to make sure that the colours are all edited and work well together too. Oh no, what is this mess here? Because it can easily look messy, and you'll be surprised at what a difference like really taking notice of the colour scheme can do. I feel like it's made a hell of a difference to this map. And what's the game about? Okay, good question, guys. To let you know, we do have a website. Everything important is on there, but there's more pages that I'm probably going to get up at some point in the spring, including an FAQ page. So if you want to know about things like story, we do have a story so far video. We've got commands. If you want to know what's happened so far, that'll tell you. You're still very early on in the game here, so there's not loads of story so far videos to watch right now, just one. But over time, we're going to have loads of those. There'll be a series of story so far videos for peeps to be up on what's happened in the story. But we do have a lore. We have a lore video as well that I released this weekend, and I'll probably be uploading those regularly. I can't say that word. Whenever there's a time to talk about lore, some interesting time or something to talk about and bring up. So guys, the YouTube is pretty useful to be following if you want to be updated regularly on the content, and the website of course as well if you want information. Julian, how are you doing? I like your accent. Yes, it's a nice colour palette. Yeah, it's very, very autumny. It's pretty. And I like the colour of the wood as well. I've tried to make sure all the trees and the fences and the mud match. Even the mud matches. We got little piggies here too. And they're going to be very important characters eventually. I'm going to make sure of it. But this farm, it's probably not going to become a big part of the story until episode 2, probably. Because I'm thinking of making episode 1 completely the Everbloom Forest and really fleshing it out, making it a very chunky area in terms of quests and content. I'm kind of very inspired by The Witcher 3, because when I think about that game, you spent absolutely ages in Velen, didn't you, before you went to Novigrad. It was all very fleshed out. You didn't just go there and then you was gone. There was a lot of time spent questing in areas, and I really enjoyed that. And I kind of want to do the same thing here, like fill it with side quests and lots of lore. I don't want filler. I don't want speak to that NPC, get 6 wolf pelts and come back and then speak to them. No, we're not having that here. We're going to have very meaningful quests. That's for sure. We're going to spend lots of time coming up with some really, really fun quests for you all to play. So, where were we? I always ramble on and then I'm forgetting what I'm doing. It's a habit. Okay, so we don't want that one here. We're using these ones. I think maybe that'll do. Maybe put a bit lower actually. Just a bit of loose wheat, you know. I think it just makes it look a little bit less organised. Sometimes you don't want it to look super neat and tidy. I don't anyway. That was the challenge of making a forest, you know, making sure it didn't look too organised. The thing about farms are a bit different in that regard, because they are a little bit more organised in looks, because it's all being made and built, you know, by people. But forests are usually more chaotic, aren't they, and wild. Like these paths here, it was important that I didn't make them super straight and perfect. But farms are definitely more straight and perfect. More than forests anyway. Again, I'm using a random tile set to clear things, and I shouldn't do that. Need to learn from those mistakes. That'll do. Oh no, there's some bits here too. I just remembered. Never decide where I want to put it. Put that there instead, I think. Okay, so what was the last thing? That says the wee bits. I think the last thing was the fences. There's a couple of things I just wanted to do the fences first before we turn into a parallax map. As you can see here, we got a spade and some grass pieces, which we haven't yet put by our fences. The reason for that is because this spade in particular was made for a taller fence. So we need to make it for our short fence, because we edited the fence and made it shorter. So that wasn't, I think it just looked cuter than the longer fence. So we just shortened, we chopped a bit off of the fence. Right, so I might just get rid of all the fence, actually. That might be easier. And just have this, no, I don't want to get rid of the spade. I've accidentally got rid of some of the spade by, no, that isn't part of the spade, I'm all good. Thought I chopped the spade off, but it wasn't, luckily. Oh, I did. I've chopped the spade off. Or was it, no, that wasn't there anyway, was it? Where's the other bit of the spade then? Oh, it's behind the fence. That's where. That's fine, because it'll give the impression it's behind the fence. So that is no biggie at all. Hello, Razor Blood, with your winky merrily emote. I'll see. How you doing, chub? You're one of the few people in the world to have that merrily emote. I hope you feel very, very honoured. Okay, so we got the spade, but we need to make sure we position it correctly though, that's the thing. So I'm just gonna put it where it was. Yeah, that's where it should be, and I'm gonna just move it to the next tile, I think. But I'm gonna do it like, it's hard to tell because it makes the box disappear. If the box didn't disappear, I'd know where the positioning was. But yeah, I think that's fine. I think that's, yeah, that's fine. So now we can put the spade there and it'll be made for the shorter fences. But the problem is, because the fences are shorter, it might actually show a bit of chopped off spade. Maybe, we'll see. And we might want to have a few little grass pieces. I don't know if the colour is the one we want. I don't mind that grass, it's just we want to make sure we have a matching colour scheme, because we've got quite a few green things here. If we make it match with the sunflower, then that'll be fine. So I'm just going to grab a bit of sunflower, bring it down. Okay, I think that these ones are for the big fences actually, the longer ones, so I might have to make a few more assets here. We'll do some here, I think. We'll do 3 and we'll just put the grass pieces in front of some of them. Some of it's a little bit different now. Just chop off that. There we go. So if we put some, yeah, these ones as well. Then we can create a bit of variation basically with our fences and have some grass bits under some of them. I mean, we could have done this on a parallax map, but I'm trying to get as much done as possible on the tile set really as we can before we move to the parallax map, and this is the final job. You know, if it was woody, what if it was woody, your day would be made? Is that what you're saying? Your dreams would have come true? Because I know Woody's your favourite character in this game, Chub, isn't he? He's your husbando. I don't think it's meant. Yeah, it's meant to be over the fence. That's it. I'm gonna say something was very weird looking about the way that grass looked. Let's fix these. I think that's okay. We don't need that one now. So we've got 2 different grass variation assets now, but we were going to change the colour, weren't we? Hey, where's our sunflower gone? We're going to change it so it's more of the same green as this sunflower, which isn't far off at all. Should we merge those layers? Yeah, and I'm glad you made promises to make Woody plushie for me. That would be awesome, honestly, Chub. I'm not lying when I say this. It's kind of my dream to make plushies of Woody and Carol and all the characters. I think that would be so cool. And because they're original characters as well, you know, I'm not going to get sued for it because they're mine. You know, there weren't existing assets that were made by moi. So, I just don't know how to go about making plushies. Like, I couldn't do them myself because I'm terrible at sewing and crafts, so I couldn't do them. So I'd have to find somebody to do them for me, and obviously that would cost quite a lot of money to get them done, and I wouldn't even know who to go to. I'd want to go to someone who I know could make me them good, obviously, and also you know, be able to resupply me with plushies if I ran out. I wouldn't want them to be limited, just because if they were all ran out, that would suck for people. So I would want someone who could consistently supply me with them and make them good, and obviously so it didn't like break my bank either. But the point would be that I'd make profit from them, I guess. But I'm very noobish at understanding how all that sort of thing works, so I'd have to do a bit of research. I was just telling Liz to push you into a corner into making them, but that was easier than I thought. Oh, I totally would make them. It's just the expenses and how tricky it would be, that's the thing. But if it was easy, I would do it in a heartbeat. I'd do it tomorrow if I could. So just so you know, I'd love to make plushies. I'd love them. I'd show them off on stream all the time. I'd have them here on my desk. I'd tempt you all into buying them. Limited edition run of 20 and they would all belong to me. Yeah, I mean, I could easily get a limited edition done, but I would feel so bad if they ran out and people wanted them and there was no more. I would kind of want to always make sure they're available to buy for people that come in stream. I'd say that's a goal, you know, that would be one of the goals of something we could eventually have. And, you know, that would be super cool. Which plushie would you guys buy first out of all the you know, the object characters we currently have in the game? I know Chubbs would be Woody, obviously. But Carol's also very popular. Carol is adored. I think that green is probably, yeah, that should be the green we go for. There we go, we'll save it now. Okay, let's pop it in and hope that they look good. I would get a plushie of Woody and a plushie of Archibald. Who the hell is Archibald? Who's that? Okay, yeah, we don't have any random pixels around that shouldn't be around. All good. My tummy's doing a rumbler again. I need a foods. Okay, so we've just added to Photoshop some fence posts that look a bit different. Just so we can have some, so they don't all look the same. Vary it up a bit, have some grass underneath some of them. And we got one with a spade as well. That's been a big old butt face and it's making the fence disappear. It's so silly. So we might have to add the spade in the parallax map, unfortunately, but that's fine. A lot of stuff will have to be done in parallax map. Yeah, I'm just placing it anywhere right now. I might do some more of a slightly different colour, because certain areas look really good with the green, but certain areas might look better with a slightly more snotty colour green. Is an interesting way to say it, I know, but a snotty colour green could actually look good in some areas with the sort of yellows and beige colour schemes. And the grass here as well, of course, is more of a snotty green. But yes, I think we're at a point where we are going to be doing a parallax map now. We're literally at the point. So tomorrow's stream, folks, we're going to turn this into a parallax map. We're going to take a screenshot of it, bring it, the whole of it into Photoshop, and first job's going to be to do this, make this road look incredible. We're going to get some wheel tracks down here, a few cobblestones, pebbles on the road, and just make it look really cool. Things that you can't do with tile sets. Also gonna make some mud tracks here, to show the pigs have been rolling the mud, because it's a little bit flat at the moment. So just for some different textures, really. I'd really like to put some dirty footprints around as well. And just things like that, textures and extra stuff. Just tidying any visual glitches up that might be around. And oh yeah, putting up the lights as well, because I was very fond of these lights, and I think that some of chat were as well, but we had a few problems getting them in. There was a lot of overlapping issues, so they'll be put in on the parallax map as well. So I think after tomorrow's stream, we're gonna have a pretty badass map, and I think it'll be very close, hopefully, to the point where we'll have finished it tomorrow. And then any finalising I'm going to do over the weekend. Like this map here, I'm going to obviously do the same thing that we've done on the first. I need, one of the jobs is to fill in these last 2 squares with some really cool crops, because we haven't yet done those. And then it's done. Oh no, we have the wagon inside the wagon to do as well. So if I get time over the weekend as well, if once the farm's all finished, I'll be making the wagon look pretty. And after that, once it's all 100% done, it'll just be about making the rest of the cutscene work. Because I think we're 90% now with the cutscene. It's just a few extra sound effects to make it super awesome. And just finishing the cutscene off, and then it's done. We can visit the Everboom Forest again and carry on with the second main quest. Meet the first boss, our best friends here. There those guys. And hi National Mars Days, how are you doing? Let's catch up with chat before I finish. Or does the name need to be vote for Archibald? Is my hamster mate. We'll see, Chub. It's we might. If we ever get to a stage where people have got ideas and there's a lot of suggestions, then we'll do a poll. But of course, your name suggestion will be put on there too. We tend to do polls when we know there's a conflict or multiple ideas, or whenever we want to get super creative and see what ideas people have. So, but I'm excited for your hamster mount, that's for sure. I like the idea of him starting small, being a normal hamster, and then through the spells of your magical spellcaster assistant, you make him bigger. Was the stream dying then, or my internet? Seems good on my end, must be me. Oh no, well, hope your internet gets better, Chub. Hi Rose, love your question of the day. My favourite area zone was a big room with beautiful lights and emotional short stories from Planescape Torment. Did you already share yours? Oh my goodness, let me copy and paste that one, National Mars, and put it into my notepad file, because for this question of the week, I'm going to be doing it every week now. There'll be a new question each week related to what we do in the streams. The reason we've got what area is your favourite is because we've been working on an area this week, so it'll always be relevant to what we're doing in the streams. And I've got a notepad file of everyone's answers. Planescape Torment's meant to be a wonderful game, isn't it? I played a bit of it. Unfortunately, I never finished it, but it was very intriguing, and I'd love to one day, if I get time, actually give that game a good go, because I've heard it's like one of the best adventure games of all time. But yes, I'm gonna look into those, and I haven't shared mine yet. I still actually am wondering what mine is. What I'm gonna do is probably think today what mine is and post a tweet tomorrow saying what mine is, and then ask people what their area is on Twitter, so we can find out from more people who don't come to the streams, because I want a big massive list of everyone's favourite areas. And thank you for that follow as well, Robin. I super appreciate that. Guys, shall we pass the love to somebody before we head off? Who fancies doing that? I'm saved everything. I'd say we've ended at a good point. I'm at the point now that I was about to start the parallax map, so we'll do that first thing tomorrow, guys. We'll get all the detailing. We'll get that road looking super good and add all the extra detail tomorrow. And again, I'll remind you all, there's a poll in the Discord right now. Before we leave, I'll just remind you all of that. It's right here. Vote for the one you like the most, and we will see in a few days' time what's the winner. It will help to watch the lore video to get a full insight and deeper understanding to what the question actually is. But let's see if there's anybody we can say hi to today. Super appreciate if you come along, at least say hi, show your face and do a lurk. My goodness, wow, it is busy. I think it's because everybody's inside right now, that's why. I'm gonna go we're gonna go say hi to Chilbo, because she's not usually on when I'm on, and she's really nice. She's a super nice person. So raid, exclamation mark raid, Rose Raid Blood. Feel free to say that, or just say hi, do whatever you want. Emote of your choice, guys, when you say hello. So let's make sure I get this command right, because sometimes I do the raid command wrong. And I'll see you all tomorrow. I appreciate you all. Have a good Wednesday.